Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. I'm Joel Freeman, and you're watching Wholehearted. I just spent a week in beautiful Vermont. For anyone watching this, if you have never been to Vermont, figure out a way to get there. Go on a vacation in Vermont. It is such a beautiful and amazing place. It was really fun just being there with my wife and just watching her react to all the cool old architecture and the rolling hills and all the amazing nature. Smuggler's Notch Resort is undoubtedly one of the most amazing disc golf facilities in the world. It's got, those two courses that are right next to each other on the same property. Brewster is a little more wooded and tight. Fox Run is a little more open, but it has awesome variety. Fox Run is one of my favorite courses for sure. Brewster, I feel like, is maybe a little too easy. It's a little short, and I don't know. I don't find it to be as fun. It's a great course for maybe an advanced division or like amateur world championships, that kind of thing. But for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, I feel like it's just not an amazing course. I don't really know what my deal is on those courses. I've always felt like I have a great skill set to be able to perform well at the Green Mountain Championships, and I just never have. I just seem to always play bad on those courses. Not really 100% sure why, but for me this last weekend it had everything to do with putting. Never really got into much of a rhythm or felt good about any of my rounds. I did come away with one huge positive takeaway. Some of you guys may have seen my post on Instagram about this. I had a friend talk to me after we had just played a round together, and he just said, hey, I feel like you could have handled yourself better out on the course. He knows me pretty well, and he knows that that's not the person I am. I'm not someone who's okay with bringing anybody down around me. I want to do exactly the opposite. And knowing that, he said, hey man, you got to raise the standard, and I'm here to keep you accountable. I really appreciated his willingness to say something, because I think most people are just too afraid of how somebody's going to react or whatever. I really appreciate when people are able to just be an adult about it and just let each other know what's up and elevate each other, bring the best out in each other. I hate that it's something that I've struggled with over the years, but it's just always been difficult for me. I'm competitive. I take my job seriously. I just want to do an excellent job, and it's frustrating to invest so much and then not perform well. That is no valid excuse though. Once that line is crossed and you're affecting people negatively around you, it's unacceptable and it's unprofessional, and that is absolutely not where I want to be. The point is, I just really appreciate this guy saying something to me and pushing me to be better. And I can say that very next day, playing my round, I played terrible, and I showed no sign of frustration, no sign of irritation. I can say with a high level of confidence that I had a positive impact on the people around me all the way through. Super proud of that, and I'm really grateful for the long-term impact that conversation is going to have on my game and my composure and the things that are most important. If I don't have a good attitude out here, there's no point in me being out here. So good stuff came from a rough week. That brings us to this week. I am currently in Hellertown, PA for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championships. I am so honored to be a part of this event. This is crazy. This is the most exclusive disc golf event in the history of the sport, I believe. Only the top 16 MPO players were invited to play in this event. For any of you who don't know the format, each player is going to be matched up with one other player. The winners advance to the next round. The losers are out, and then you'll get paired up with a new guy. Again, winners advance, losers are out. So each day the field is going to be cut in half, and I think this will be a really exciting format because at all times every player is either in first or second place. So it should be a lot of fun to watch. My first round match is against James Conrad. I'm so pumped to be playing with James in the first round. James is possibly my favorite person to play with. He might be number one on that list. Really enjoy being around James, and so that should be fun. As for today's video, I know a lot of people are upset that I haven't been just hammering out the disc golf content, but this is the last non-disc golf content video in this series. Today is going to be all about food. For anyone who knows me well, they know that I care a lot about health and wellness and food. A lot of you know that I recently started up a partnership with Backstage Organics, which is awesome and a very fitting partnership. My mom is a nutritionist and a dietitian and a health coach. She knows so much about food, and I think growing up and being around her as a kid, I think I just sort of latched on to some of that passion for food. She taught me so much growing up. I definitely do not know everything there is to know about food, but I just try to do my best and stay aware and make whatever little adjustments I can to take care of my body well and to eat good food and eat real food. I know a lot of people are interested in this topic, but it can be really intimidating for somebody who grew up on fast food and mac and cheese and microwave dinners to suddenly pay so much more for groceries, spend all this time cooking, try to learn how to create recipes that taste good and are good for you at the same time. Nobody wants to just suddenly give up all sugar or dairy or do a lot of these diets that are becoming more and more popular all the time. I think to most people it just sounds like torture, and especially if you aren't very informed, it can be really tough to stay motivated and find a purpose behind it in the first place. So the purpose of this video will be not only just to kind of give you a little look into my weekly routines and daily routines, but I'm also hoping just to give you guys some inspiration and just ideas for ways to make a couple just simple adjustments if you are someone who is interested in eating a little bit healthier or whatever. In my mind, there are 5 aspects of food that need to be there in order for me to have a great experience. And it's really hard to capture all 5 at once. So most of the time you're gonna have to kind of compromise on 1 or 2 of them. The 5 things I look for in food: cheap, filling, healthy, simple, and delicious. It's a lot to ask, right? Let's take a little look into how I do my best to check all 5 of those boxes in my daily breakfast routine, as well as just an example of a dinner. Let's check it out. All right, here we go. Breakfast at the Freemans. Got some free-range eggs, only the best. Organic coconut oil. That's our cooking oil of choice. In goes the Himalayan pink salt. This probably isn't the best brand you could find, but it's got no nitrates or nitrites. And, we're trying to find the best happy medium between cheap, filling, healthy, and simple. All right, so this is leaning a little towards the cheap variety, but still pretty good. If I cook eggs all the way through, I feel like they come out way too dry, so I try to keep the yolks intact. Add in some organic spring mix. Alright, there we go. There's our first course. Looks like we're ready for our second course. Guys, we eat some organic, whole milk, plain yogurt. None of that low fat nonsense. Alright, this is only the good stuff. When you milk a cow, it doesn't come out low fat. Okay? Nothing added, nothing taken away. That's what all natural means. This next part is a little weird. Alright? I learned this from my wife.
Yep, it's my fault.
But you know, for everyone out there listening, try new things. You might just be surprised. Alright, here we got some organic peanut butter. Okay? Check out this ingredients list. Peanuts and salt. That's it. That's all you need to make peanut butter. Alright, so what are we doing with peanut butter and granola? Or sorry, peanut butter and yogurt. I'm just dumping it in here. I thought this was very strange the first time I tried it, but tastes pretty good and makes the yogurt more hearty, you know? And finally, some Bare Naked granola. I go for the triple berry flavor just mostly because it is impossible to find granola with low sugar content. This here, let's see, per serving, we got 6 grams of sugar per serving. Not bad. Typical granolas are like triple that. So we'll take 6. Add a little bit of that on top. Yes, I know berries and peanut butter is kind of a weird combo, but it does the job. One thing I love about this second course is that it kind of acts as a little bit of a second course plus dessert kind of at the same time. It's kind of filling and gives you a nice balanced meal, but it also is got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of a kind of lighter, sweeter flavor to feel like a little bit of a dessert. Delicious. All right, that was breakfast. Let's move on to dinner. Here's my wife, the cooking mastermind, and we've got stir fry on the menu. We've got limited materials here at the Airbnb, but yeah, here we go. Got some grass-fed beef. That's what we're talking. A couple pounds of that. Hey, shout out Double G Jerky. What up? Got some rice. The usual stuff. Stir fry. Here we go. That's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed that little Chris Clemens feature at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed the new intro as well. Remember, always bring the best out in each other. Stay informed about health. Don't be afraid to try new things. Like and subscribe, and be happy. I'm Joel Freeman. You're watching Wholehearted, and we will see you next time.